The immortal John Hancock here, and today I'd like to talk about remembering the Nintendo Wii. And you know, it's 10 years old. I can't believe that. And you know, the Nintendo Wii was a really unique system. It wasn't my favorite system. You know, when it first was announced, I'm like, man, what is Nintendo doing? You know, and I think a lot of collectors and gamers were like, okay, how's this gonna work? And you know, it was a runaway success. Wasn't my favorite system. But, you know, 10 years ago, it was a system that I bought brand new, and I actually haven't bought many systems new. Here's my original unit that I purchased back in the day, you know, classic, you know, the classic Wii package. And, you know, it's, of course, played Wii Sports more than any other game. I played that with family members that haven't played video games since Pong. And you know, if you're gonna own a Wii, and you know, Wii Sports is definitely the one to get. And I played that a ton. You know, and I don't think I ever fully got comfortable with the Wiimote. I get it. You know, and I think that the Nintendo Wii was not made for someone like me. It just was it really was to get people that really weren't into video games out of their seats, you know, interacting, gaming. It was just totally different than, you know, anything that I had ever experienced, and I enjoyed it. But again, I always in the back of my mind, playing with the Wiimote, was thinking, why couldn't they make that like a NES controller and make it more flat and more rectangular? And you know, it is what it is, and I really appreciated Nintendo being innovative. This was an example of Nintendo taking a gamble. You know, the previous system was the GameCube, which was an amazing system. It just didn't sell that well. You know, the Wii, you know, sold 4 times as many units as the GameCube. So I was going to just talk today about some of the games that I experienced or recommend on the system. You know, you have, so of course, Wii Sports, everybody knows that. This is the #1 game that you need to get with your Wii. You know, just that alone, you know, it's gonna pay for itself. And you can get a Nintendo Wii really cheap now. The other thing, it's important to know that you can soft mod a Wii, and by modding the system, you can play a bunch of like classic emulates classic game systems and all sorts of stuff. It's totally worth it. The other game that's really good is Wii Sports Resort. It's not as good as Wii Sports, and it does require the Wii Motion Plus add-on to the Wiimote. Nintendo is crazy about accessories with the system, which I don't know. That kind of frustrated me with the system, but this is definitely a good another great couch multiplayer game. You know, with the holidays coming up, you know, if you have a Wii hanging around in your house and stuff, and you have family members coming over, you know, it's a great way to game. It's definitely worth it. Some of the other games that I experienced or played back in the day, Super Mario Galaxy. I didn't play too much the second one, but the first one I played a ton, and it was a really good Mario game. Really interesting. You know, you go around these like worlds. It's fantastic, and the gameplay and everything's great. I'm not a big fan, again, of the Wiimote and the nunchuck, the waggle, but I got used to it, and this game does a pretty good job with that. There was a Donkey Kong Country Returns. I know there's one on the Wii U as well. This is a great game. If you're a big Donkey Kong Country fan, this is a must-own and play. It's great. I do believe they made a... Did they make a DS version? I don't know. But this is good. Or 3DS version. Great, I'm going to have to think about that now. Did they make it? I'll have to go back to that. But that's another good one. Wario Land Shake It is another classic, you know, platformer game. Totally recommend this. It's got some interesting gameplay mechanics in it. Again, I'm not going to show any gameplay today. You know, I am just knee-deep in projects, and so this is just a simple video to showcase some of my games that that if you're gonna collect for the Wii or game, more importantly, game with the Wii, these are the games that I recommend that'll be worth it. This is one of my favorite racers on the game, is Excite Truck. An Excite Truck is fantastic, just a fun racer, off-road and stuff. It has motion controls with the Wiimote, where you tilt it and turn it, and you know, I really got into this game, and this game was one of the early games that I played quite a bit, and totally recommend it. This is a really good game. And of course, Nintendo's classics. If you're gonna get two games and spend money on them outside of Wii Sports, these are the two games that I recommend, and these are the games in my household that were played a ton. Super Smash Bros. Brawl, of course. This is a fantastic version of Super Smash Bros. It's you know, if you don't have a Wii U, this is the next best one in my opinion. It's really great. Fan service, tons of stuff in there. A great fighting game. The other cool thing about, you know, if you don't know this, is that the Nintendo Wii took GameCube controller ports, at least with the first version of it. And it's games like this where you can use the GameCube controllers and get away from the Wiimote control scheme. I'm not a fan of the Wiimote, and any game that had GameCube controller port support, I was a big fan of. So definitely, this is definitely one that I really appreciated. And of course, Mario Kart Wii is the other one. It's a must-own. It's a great Mario Kart. Fantastic. Again, you can use a GameCube controller on it. Those are like the staples. If you're gonna get a Wii and you have only gonna get a couple games, it's Wii Sports, Smash Bros. Brawl, and Mario Kart. And most gamers would know that, but maybe you're not. Maybe you didn't grow up with a Wii. Maybe you didn't get a Wii. Maybe you're knee-deep in 360 and PS3 games. But now's a good time to go revisit that stuff. There is a lot of garbage on the system. I'm not gonna lie. There's a ton of shovelware. It's really bad. But the cream of the crop stuff is really good. Nintendo also released some other great stuff, and there is a controversial game that I'm a fan of, and it's Metroid Other M. I'm a fan of this game. I know people aren't. People hate the story. They hate what they did with Samus in it. To me, I kind of look at Metroid Other M as like a budget Dreamcast game, and it has definitely. I like the gameplay in it. It definitely was different than the Prime Trilogy, which is on my list of must-owns. But this is good. If you're a big Metroid fan and you want to get the newest 3DS game, bad taste out of your mouth, play this. This is better. But the best Metroid games are the Metroid Prime Trilogy on the system, and it's all three in like a collector's package. This one's probably cost quite a bit, but it's a must-own. This is definitely play this. This is good. If you're a 3D Metroid fan, I know there's some 2D fans out there, but it's good. All right. Well, they also did they're honoring this Mario and the 25th anniversary. They did a Super Mario Bros. All-Stars game and package on the system. It's pretty fantastic. Again, the neat thing about Nintendo went all out supporting the system. And again, I wasn't a huge fan of the system, but the cream of the crop stuff is awesome. And so that's a must-own. They also did a Kirby package, Kirby's Dream Collection. 20th anniversary for that. Again, another awesome fan service package. Amazing. I'm a big Kirby fan, and they included classic titles. Kirby's Dream Land 1, 2, and 3, Kirby's Adventures, Kirby Superstar, and Kirby 64: The Crystal Shards, which was a GameCube one. Anyways, awesome. Just and included, both of these included, I do believe, soundtracks. So must-owns if you're a collector, and they're great to game. I mean, I just love it. They also made some other Kirby games, but I recommend Kirby's Epic Yarn as well if you're a Kirby fan. I am. Kirby's great. One thing about Kirby, they made a lot of Kirby games recently too, and it's just neat to see that it is a franchise that Nintendo is definitely evolved, and it seems like the franchise that they take chances with. And Epic Yarn is a good example, which I do believe Yoshi's Woolly World borrowed some technology from, so it's pretty neat to see that. Now, you may be an RPG fan, and I can see why you avoided the Wii. There are some RPGs on the system, or action RPGs, and just titles that may appeal to a different gamer. If you grew up with PlayStation, here's some games that I recommend for you. Of course, Xenoblade Chronicles is a must-own RPG. It's long. I haven't played it a ton. This is a copy I got from GameStop. I have a disc-only version that I did play quite a little bit, and gosh, it's from what I've played, it's fantastic. But I haven't delved too much into it. Admitting. The Last Story, again, another great RPG and a great collector's package too that came in. It's pretty sweet. And then this is kind of a late release, and it even came with reversible art inside the package. It's Pandora's Tower, which has a pretty unique premise. But yeah, those are good. All right, so there was third-party support, and there was some decent third-party games. I'm not going to be listing. I mean, there's almost 2,000 games for the system. And so I'm just picking out the handful ones that I recommend. Real quick, on a side note, there is a budget title that was released, and I was a huge fan of it. And some people, it was a love or hate. It wasn't real long, and that was Link's Crossbow Training. Now, I don't have Twilight Princess for the Wii. I do like the GameCube version of it. And of course, they remade it for the Wii U, which is definitely the version I recommend. But off the same engine as Link's Crossbow Training, which is a great Zapper game. And I bought this, I forget which year I bought this, but essentially it was the game I played over the holidays with family. And it was a lot of fun. It was a great Zapper game. That's the other good thing about the Nintendo Wii, is that it was a great game system for Zapper style games. It was kind of a throwback to some casual gaming. Love it or hate it, I was a big fan of Link's Crossbow Training, and I'm glad I got it. So, Muramasa, the Demon Blade, excellent. I know there's a Vita port that's even better, but they made a Wii version, and it's awesome. Definitely this is a must-own. A really unique platformer is Lost in Shadow, and it's got some great mechanics in which it's great. I totally recommend this game. This is kind of a multiplayer game. It's kind of fun. It has to do with electricity. It's Elebits. Elebits is another great game. It's a good family game to play. Kind of fun. And speaking of family games, really, the Wii, you played that with people on couches. It was great for the whole family. There was a lot of kids games and family games. That's why it was popular. A lot of the library was something that I could share with my children, and it was great. This game is fun. Carnival Games, and Carnival Games was a lot of fun. I did play the VR version of this at a recent PAX, and it was a lot of fun when it didn't crash. But the original is on the Wii, and it's a lot of fun with the Wiimote. And to me, I felt like I was at a fair playing these Carnival Games. Another really big favorite of mine is Bit Trip Complete, and there's like a Pong variation on here, and it is a lot of fun. And I found this at the Coast. It is just a fantastic. There is a 3DS version of it, and really, really great. This has even got like a bonus music CD in here too. So yeah, definitely awesome. There was some compilations on the system, and this is kind of an unusual one, and it's definitely collectible. It's the Data East Classics, Data East Arcade Classics, and this game's got some great ones on there. It's got I do believe it's got. Well, now I'm completely lost my train of thought. It has Burger Time, Magical Drop 3, Street Hoop, Crude Buster, Side Pocket, Heavy Barrel, which I was an owner of the arcade machine Heavy Barrel, and it's a good version. But yeah, the control on that's a little different, but you can get used to it. Oh, and Bad Dudes, that's the one I was trying to think of. Lost your train of thought. Yeah, so this is great. It's got some other ones, Burn Rubber, Secret Agent, and some more. But oh, Caveman Ninja. That's I think that's a different name for a Nintendo game. But anyways, yeah, it's a classic. It's a must-own. It's kind of collectible and expensive now, but for people that want to collect for the system, that's going to get you started. Does it have everything? Absolutely not. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I think my memory of it, I think the problem with the Wii is that it tried to appeal to everybody. And just like the problem with the Wii U is that it would try to just cater to like gamers. And I think a good system will have a balance of, a game that you can just play and that it can appeal to a wide audience. And I think, the Wii, looking at sales numbers, it was the leader of its generation. It did very well. But, at the end of the day, I had a real hard time with the garbage that was on the library as well. For every Mario Kart Wii there was 100 games that were like this, like AMBL, Alien Monster Bowling League. This is a weird title, and I'm sure it's not great. But that's a good example of how you had a great system, it was selling well, and everybody wanted to make a game for it. And the downside is, there was 20 games that were just complete garbage. Versus the one quality game, and third-party support for the Wii was great. The problem is most of the third-party support for the system were games that weren't that great. And so that's my overview over it. It is a great system. It's not my favorite. It's something that I grew to like, specific titles, and it's something that honestly I don't play too much now. I bought a Wii U when the Wii U came out. I didn't buy it when it just came out. It came out about a year after it came out with the Mario Kart bundle for the Wii U, and I put my Wii up, and then that was it. And so, comment below, what do you think of the Nintendo Wii? Do you still play yours? What games do you play? What games do you not play on it? Kind of what do you think the worst games on the system are? Comment below. Thank you for all the support, the likes. I appreciate it. This is just a simple video. I'm getting ready for the holidays. Just got done with conferences as a teacher, so I'm tired. And so thank you so much, and tune in next week. I'll be doing more videos. Take care.